Alright, the next step, I'm going to try to get rid of some of this belly bulge here on the top that I showed you in the last video. Now what I have here are two aluminum plates. This one matches the bridge plate underneath, and this one is the same size, yeah, you can see, as the bridge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat these up to about 150 to 175 degrees in some water in this hot plate right here. You can see it. Then I'm going to put this one underneath, this one on the top, and I'm going to use these clamps right here and clamp them down really tight. And that's going to help get rid of the bulge, and then I'm going to leave that for a day or two and see how it works. So it's a really difficult thing to do, to try to get your hands in here with the clamps. When it's 150 degrees, you got to wear gloves. It makes it extra hard. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to film that, but maybe I'll just show it after I get it on here. Alright, I'm going to try to show this. There's probably going to be a lot of swearing involved, but I'm going to show you how to do this. You're going to want to put your clamp in here first. And you're going to want to take your top piece and get it out of the water. Okay, we're going to put it right on here. And we're going to take the bottom piece. Now these are very hot, and it's really not easy to get your hand in here. So alright. I'm going to pull up on it, get it where I want it, and try to get my hand out of here without dropping it. Let me take a look. It's pretty good. Alright, it's real important to get this middle one clamped in here nice and tight. Alright, make sure I got in position correctly. You really want to jam these as tight as you can get them. Within reason, I guess. Okay. One more. This one's usually difficult to get in here. There's not, with this style bridge, the bridge plate is, this style bridge plate is a small bridge plate. So you've got to put these things side by side, right here. go. One thing you're going to want to do that I didn't show is you want to take a sponge in the hot water, and before you put the aluminum plates on, you're going to want to get wet where the bridge goes and the bridge plate underneath. I mean, you don't want to soak it, but you want to get it damp with the hot water. And the important thing is to get these things on while the coils are still hot. Alright, now that's going to reduce the belly bulge in the top quite a bit. It won't get rid of all of it, but it certainly will help. And right here, here's a couple more aluminum coils. This is for a different bridge, and these are for two different bridge plates underneath, and that pretty much covers most of the situations you're going to run across. So anyway, there it is. By the way, this is called the Thompson belly reducer. I didn't invent it, so but you can look it up. I think it costs about $100, and it works really well. Okay, I've taken the clamps off, and if you look at the last video where I did this, let's see, I had 2 quarters and a nickel underneath the straight edge there, and that's how the top used to touch the bottom of that straight edge, so you can see how much reduction we have in the bulge in the top. That gap is how much it's come down. Quite a bit. Oh, now it's time to glue the bridge back on. Alright, to glue the bridge back on, I'm going to be using Titebond adhesive. And here you can see where I've really cleaned up the bridge area with some chisels, a scraper, some sandpaper. Here's the bottom of the bridge. I've removed all the glue. Got it nice and flat, smooth. And right here I've got a couple of brass screws that I'm going to use to align the bridge after I glue it. And then right here I have a bridge clamp. So this sits on top of the bridge. And then I'm going to use the C-clamp to clamp it down. You only need 1 clamp, and this part's fairly easy to do, so let's get started. Okay, I've applied the glue, the Titebond. Now I'm going to attach the bridge. Now the trick to using Titebond is to cleaning up the holes with this Q-tip that dipped in some hot water. It cleans up easily with water, it sticks really well, and you have some working time. So I'm using these bridge pin screws here. This helps align the bridge to where it was before. On here. One. I'm not going to use the washers. Need them. Really all I'm doing here is finger tightening this how the bridge is aligned. Okay. Now I've got a bowl of hot water here and a rag, and I'm gonna clean up some of this ooze out here. Before I even clamp it. Cleans up real well with water. Alright. Time to clamp it. Okay, that's right in the center of the clamp. Just going to tighten it down. Now the trick is not to tighten it too much. You don't want to squeeze all the glue out that you put under there, because you won't get as good a bond. So, but we're going to tighten it until we start to see some squeeze out everywhere. Just like that. Tighten down the clamps. Then clean up with water. We're going to let this sit for 24 hours. So, anyway, that's it. I'm just going to clean up the spill out and leave it till tomorrow.